What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW. Today I got another live trade for you. Traded stock DLPN, another NFTer. Check it out. Alright, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into this day. So today I came into the morning, looked at my gap scans, and I really didn't like a whole lot. I looked at my gap scans and there was nothing that I liked a whole lot at all. I went over my watch list at the daytraderchatroom.com with the guys. Kevin also went over his watch list, and I said, I'm going to be watching TCAT, OCG, ZKIN, some of these NFTers that made some big moves, JFIN, I think, I don't remember. And then out of nowhere, right before the bell, DLPN came out with some news on NFT stuff. So that one took my attention right away. Why? Very simple, right? We're going to get into the live trade here shortly, but I want to explain why I thought DLPN had good potential. Fresh catalyst, fresh name, hype sector of NFT stuff, right? And it's that new shiny object syndrome. Everyone knows about TCAT, OCG, HOFV, all of these, right? Everybody knows about these. They've been looking at them. And all of a sudden, a brand new NFTer pops up and people are like, what? What's this, right? Low float as well. I think I had 5 or 6 million shares in the float. And I said, you know what? This is the one that I'm going to be looking at right off the bell. And I want to see what it does. If I told everybody, I'm going to be very, very, very patient this morning. Okay, my first trade on this thing didn't happen until, let me look at my orders here, almost 10 a.m. I opened my position at 9:55 a.m. So I was very, very patient with it. I really wanted to see whether or not this thing was going to be strong. It gapped up, right, pushed off the bell, good volume, increasing volume. Then it had a little trouble up near the highs, pulled in under VWAP. But it didn't pull in deep enough. I wanted it to pull a little bit deeper. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a starter maybe closer to the low of the day. The 9 a.m. will creep up there. And I can get a little bit of a starter there. And then maybe add over VWAP. But it didn't pull in deep enough. So I told the guys, you know what? I'm going to wait. If this thing can push through VWAP now, go to 13 bucks. I don't care. I'm going to wait. Okay. And I did exactly that. All right, I did exactly that. It pushed towards through VWAP, got halted, and all the hype was there. There's some other stuff that has hype, like free money. You download Webull, you fund your account with 100 bucks, and you get 2 free stocks. That's a little bit of hype right there. And they always have some sort of game going on. Like right now, they have a game with some cards. If you collect all the cards, like you go through the little game that they have, you collect all the cards, then you get put into a bucket of people who collect all the cards, who get them all. Right? It's all digital. And they're going to split a $500,000 prize. So you can check that out. I'll leave a link in the description section and comment section for you. Now, DLPN gets halted, okay? And what happens is I show everybody my pre-market plan on this thing. Told everybody that I liked DLPN to see if it would hold 12 to 12.50 as support. Okay, and then I had room upwards of 14 to about, I want to say $16 or $17. I can't remember. You'll see. I'll put up the little thing here somewhere so you can see what I posted in chat. I actually tweeted it as well this morning, and I traded that. I traded that range there, and we did really, really well. Nailed over $1 a share profit. Okay, I didn't get my full size, unfortunately, but I did get a good chunker. I got about 40 to 50% of the desired share size I wanted on the position. I was waiting for a little bit more of a dip so I can add to it if it held well. So that didn't happen. It's okay. Nonetheless, super, super, super good profit on the day. And I'm happy with the outcome. No one was red in chat. I put out a poll like I always do. Everyone did well. Everybody liked the trade on DLPN. And, the sector just has been on fire lately. So we're going to have to continue keeping these on watch. Let's see if they close strong or not. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump into the charts and I'm going to show you how I traded DLPN. And then I'm going to show you the live trade itself. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this chart here. All right, so here's DLPN. Okay, right in here is where I was telling, chat at the daytraderchatroom.com. I was telling guys, all right, what I really want to see is I want to see it come back down here closer to 10 bucks. See if we can get this 9 AMA to creep up here. And then maybe we'll have a shot there at a nice little entry, right? I figured to myself, let me throw out some fib levels, see if we have any in play here. I figured to myself at the time, Okay, we don't have any there in that range. Well, maybe the 38.2. Figured to myself, if we get this 90 MA up here, maybe 10, 20 or so, we got to pull back down here like about 1030s. It holds. I can take a little starter position there and then add over VWAP on a high volume break. And then boom, you know, first take profits up here around 1230, 1240, 1250. Banger of a trade, honestly. Awesome trade. But it didn't do that. Next candle, we get that action. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm not looking to get long here because it's too far away from my stop. I'm not interested. I'm going to wait. And then at that point is when I go, remember the pre-market game plan, $12.50 to $12. I want to see that area hold support. So if we get a gap up off this level, I want to see that area hold support. So what happens? We get a gap up. Okay, I redraw my Fibonacci lines. Right? And I say, okay, well, they're not really getting up there. What do we have? Okay, Jesse, we have 1250 previous high here, previous halt price. We have that daily level we talked about in pre-market. So that 12 to 1250 should hold support. Right off of the halt resumption, we dip down to 12 bucks. It bounces right clear off of it. Good increase in volume. I say, banger, done. Okay, cool beans. I'm long. So I get long a starter right around 13. We get a quick little dip down here and I add some more, but not full size. I was trying to see if the next candle would open up and just continue flagging this level. If it would have, I probably would have continued adding there until I got to my full size. But what happens is the very next candle does this. Boom. I'm like, whoa. So as soon as we get up there, I started taking profits off as we're squeezing. I'm taking profits. And then right before we get halted, I get flat. Now I get flat a little bit too early on this one. I didn't have my full size. I had 40 to 50% of my desired share size that I really wanted on this trade. And I remember my targets being 14 through 16 or 14 through $17, something like that. And we're up over 14. And at the time, TCAT, show you TCAT. At the time, TCAT wasn't doing all that great. So I was like, you know what, maybe a lot of resistance. Maybe I should just get flat here. I can always look to re-enter. So I get flat. The stock halts, pushes up a little bit higher, more off of, you know, my last take profit, which was 14.10. And it just kind of pulls all the way back in here to VWAP. I told the guys in chat, you know what, I like this, but I don't like the volume here. It's a little bit bigger and a little bit more spotty than I wanted. I would have preferred steadily decreasing volume, kind of like you see here. We have just volume decreasing steadily. Here we have, you know, an increase in volume, a decrease, an increase, a decrease. I'm like, on this candle right here, where we get that increase in volume and that bounce towards 14, I'm like, okay, 13 holds support very well. I would get long in here about 1350, 1380s with a stop underneath 13, probably smaller size than my original trades to protect those profits and take off profits as we squeeze up to 15. That worked out beautifully. I just sadly didn't take that trade because I had trust issues. I didn't think it was going to hold fully. So I just studied it and watched and, you know, went over what the setup looked like. Had this volume here been a little bit more cleaner in a sense, instead of being spotty-ish, I probably would have been more inclined to have taken that trade there. All right. And then, you know, you've gotten this action ever since TCAT gave that action there. All right. So now what I'll do is I'll show you my live trade here and we'll go from there. You see, I'm already in 300 shares. I added while we started flagging. Remember, my first ad was right here, and then we dipped a little bit. I added some more, and then I added some more right in here. And I thought to myself, we would probably put in another candle, give a shot for this VWAP and 9 AMA to creep up over 12, and I maybe could add, you know, to full size at that point. So I really wanted another 200 to 300 shares. Just because, you know, the risk on the trade, at this point my stop was 1250, and I thought to myself, you know, if we get a flush, I don't want to be in oversized, right? I don't want to be in 1,000 shares and be oversized and then just get hit hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose $1,000 on this trade. That's not my risk tolerance. You know, I try to risk 300, maybe, you know, anywhere 200 to 400 bucks is usually my risk per trade, depending on the setup. So that's what I wanted to kind of stick to. So I really wanted to add. I wanted to double up more, but it didn't give me a shot. It didn't give me a shot. So I'm like, okay, whatever. When we pushed up to new highs, I'm like, okay, so this is it. This is the size I'm in. I'm not going to force here. I'm not going to add up here. Right? I'm not going to add up here thinking that we're just going to squeeze straight to 16 bucks or something like that. I'm just going to start taking profits. I'm going to pay myself. So click play here for you. Let me grab this little thing. We start to get up there towards the high of day. I actually start to put out, get an alert ready to put out, as I'm gonna go ahead and put an order out on the ask. See me putting in there limit order. And then right there, look at that. I don't finish typing out my limit order, and this thing squeezes straight to 14.17. I was like, what? How did that even happen so quickly? It was so fast. I was like, okay, well, I'm starting to take profits. And then boom, right there, I take 100 shares off, just quick little 100 shares. And I'm like, okay, let me see what happens here. Maybe this thing's gonna squeeze straight to 15 bucks here and get halted. And right there, we got another little push. I take off more profits, and now I'm just down to 100 shares. I did that really fast because the thing just moves so quickly. You know, 300, down to 200. Right there, down to 100. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna hold on to this 100, see if this one's gonna squeeze to 15 bucks. At the same time, I'm keeping my eyes on TCAT, and TCAT isn't doing that great. Right, so I'm like, you know, I mean, realistically speaking, I could have been extra greedy with this 100 shares and I would have gotten paid nicely. But I'm not gonna cry over making $1 a share. Right there, we got another attempted push, but it doesn't go. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna take it here. And that was a mistake. You know, that was a mistake on my part because it continued to go. But hey, who's gonna say no to 100 shares, you know? I'm sorry, who's gonna say no to a $1 a share with 300 shares like that, right? When I really would have wanted another 300, at least have 600 shares. It would have made scaling out a lot easier for me, but okay. I didn't get them. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna sit here and pout? Oh my God, I didn't get my other 300 shares. I don't have full size. I'm just gonna hold this. What if you keep holding that? It's gonna go to 20. Then you get into that mindset. No, no, no. My targets were 14 through 17, 14 through 20. I'm over 14. I'm just gonna take it. I can look to re-enter. Right? That was my thought process. All right, guys, so let me know your thoughts. What did you trade today? Drop it in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I upload my next video. Smash the like button for me, and I'll catch you on the next one.